you've been fairly outspoken skeptic about cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. Can you explain your concern?
Yeah, so I travel around and I do talks like this. I do a lot in universities. And inevitably in the university context, there are a number of students who want to ask me about Bitcoin. And I always ask them, has anybody in this room ever bought something with Bitcoin? Not bought Bitcoin, bought something using Bitcoin as a currency. I mean, a sandwich, a computer, a book, anything? Anybody ever bought anything using Bitcoin as a currency? No, I've never met somebody who's bought something using Bitcoin as a currency. So I always ask, what problem is this trying to solve? Well, first I heard, well, it's an inflation hedge. Well, then when we had this big inflation spike, I said, darn it, we're going to make these Bitcoin guys feel like they were right. But then it turned out Bitcoin was a terrible inflation hedge. When we raised interest rates, Bitcoin got crushed. It's just another risky asset. So if you want to spend your money buying Beanie Babies or Pez dispensers or Bitcoin, knock yourself out, okay? But it's now been 10 plus years and nobody has been able to articulate any actual utility in the real world other than an article of speculation. I'm not opposed to Beanie Babies. I'm not opposed to Pez dispensers. I am opposed to Americans taking their hard-earned money and being duped into investing in something and not realizing they're buying a Beanie Baby, thinking they're buying something else. I'll give you one little example. I've used this before. I said my wife is from the Philippines. One time we went to visit her family in the Philippines. We landed at customs at LAX. I was going through customs. I was tired. The customs officer said, what do you do for a living? And I said, I work at the Federal Reserve. And he said, oh, do you know about Bitcoin? And I said, I know something. And he said, my good buddy just took out a home equity loan to buy Bitcoin. Should I do that? And I said, you know, I'm not supposed to give investment advice, but do not do that unless you want to risk losing your home. So that's why I'm concerned about it.